Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today's video is a full face of all of the e.l.f. products I have and 2 new products that I picked up. I genuinely really like the products that I have and have almost all of them. So I thought, why not do a full face of e.l.f. products and try out the new things together? So that's what we're doing today. Hopefully you're up for this. I definitely would like to know what you have from e.l.f. if you buy e.l.f. products, if you don't buy e.l.f. products, all the things. I really enjoy chatting with you. This eye look you've seen already. It is Throwback Thursday 142. So I figured since the eyes were done and I have nothing for my eyes from e.l.f. that I think is worth having and I didn't pick up anything else, I figured this would be a good time to do the face stuff. So anyway, that's all I need to say. I believe I'm about to have a very naked face. Brace yourself. Okay, I don't have 2 things for a full face, so technically I'm a lying liar face, but I don't have an e.l.f. lip liner, so I broke out my J-Cat lip liner, one of them, and I don't have concealer, so I broke out my Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer. These are both fantastic. The e.l.f. concealer got to be a bit too much for my under eyes. Maybe I'll try it again at some point, but I haven't repurchased it because I have 2 concealers that I really like, and like I said, that one got to be a bit too much. So I've already applied my e.l.f. Holy Hydration Gel Yeah Moisturizer with plant-based squalane and prickly pear. I genuinely, honestly enjoy this, and I do use it. I used it a lot during the summer. It's like clear and feels like gel. It's interesting. Actually, I'm gonna get a bit out for my next step, but this is very, very nice. I have an oily T-zone and mostly normal skin, kind of everywhere else on my face, leaning more dry this time of year because it's winter and I live in New England, so heat dries out the hair and you know, we need that. Next is the e.l.f. bronzing drops. I got mine in rose gold. I used them quite a bit over the summer. I added it to my moisturizer and used it for my neck because my neck is always significantly lighter than the rest of my body. It's just, it doesn't see sun. So I'm gonna mix some of this. All right, so I have a little bit of the Holy Hydration and a little bit of the bronzing drops. I'm going to use my e.l.f. This was the Putty primer brush, but I really like this for applying creams and liquids to my face. It works beautifully. So I have mixed that all in as well as I can, and I'm going to just boop in and apply it to my neck, hopefully avoiding all of my hair. All right, I'm just gonna blend this all over my neck. It'll just kind of even out my skin tone. Okay, that's all applied and blended in. Not a huge difference, but a little something. And obviously, like when I'm much tanner in the summer, I can go in with more of the bronzing drops. They do sheer out very, very nicely. So it comes out thick and seems like it might be a problem, but it's really not. And you can see like it didn't do a whole lot, just a little something. So, you know, I'll definitely still have to go in with other products, but I just didn't use that much. Maybe I could use a little bit more without the lotion. How well do we think that's gonna work? All right, I mean, trial and error. Today has been interesting. So I got a little bit of a squiggly bloopy, and keep these hairs out of my way. The sun doesn't know what it wants to do, if it's going to come out or go in. Right, just let me get this blended real quick. There you go. I mean, it's not an exact match for my skin tone, but it looks way more, I don't know, natural. Like maybe I'm not 600 different colors. What prompted this video idea was I picked up 2 of the new bronzer and contour shades. I got one in a bronzer shade and one in a contour shade. I'll go in with a bit of the contour now and see what it looks like and how it goes on bare skin, but I almost always prefer putting on bronzer and blush and contour over my makeup, like once my foundation and everything is on. I'm going to use the same brush and just go along this side of it. You know, my naked face, that is a great color. I don't love, well, I mean, okay, so here's the thing. Depending on your skin tone and how dark or pale you are, what is a contour on me may not be a contour on you. And the same with the bronzer. So I guess it does make sense that they opted to combine them, but on me, a bronzer in this formula has to be a bronzer. It has to be like more of a orangey or red undertone, whereas a contour has to be much cooler. So not perfect, not great, doesn't matter because I'm going to go in with foundation stuff. But since we're here, I mean, we could just do the whole underpainting thing, which I did a fair amount in the summer. I should probably tell you what shade that was. It is, hold on, I kept the package because everything is so hard to read. The contour is in Fair, and the bronzer is in 3 Light. So 1 Fair and 3 Light. So let's just boop, boop, and see how that works. I was gonna say, I did a lot of underpainting, you know, with creams and liquids over the summer, and then covered it with powder foundation. I'd never seen anyone do it before, so I took a whack at it one day, tried it on camera with you, and it worked so well. I was like, okay, why has nobody done this before? Because it was brilliant. Like putting all the creams on, but then setting it with powder. It was perfect, so perfect. I wouldn't recommend necessarily if you are very, very dry, but okay, let's look at this side because I did a better job. So the bronzer definitely leans more warm, orangey, you know, my natural kind of tan, and the contour is definitely more cool, leaning towards gray. like both of those. I obviously look a little bit nutty at the moment, but that's cool. We're not judging, right? Okay, so next step would be blush. So let's do that, and then I can always do these steps over my foundation and stuff. I have 4 of the e.l.f. blushes. Oop. This one is like the bronze something. And then we have like a true pink. We have an orange. And then a like corally shade. I figured this covered all of the bases except for red, which either they don't have or I didn't pick up. I don't know. I would have picked up a red, I think. I don't know. All right, so what blush? This eye look you've seen already. It's my Throwback Thursday. So you already know what blush I'm going to use. Let's go with the orange one. These have names. They're on the bottom. I can't read it. My old lady eyes. No way, hose be. Okay, these blushes are amazing. Like, whew, they're so good. Super pigmented, super easy to blend, and just absolutely lovely. Same brush. I will have to switch up my brush if I do this over, when I do this over my foundation. But for now, they're just all blending together. That is lovely and effortless. It just blends out so easily. Oh my gosh. And that color is fantastic, even on my naked face. Wow. I just love this so much. Love, 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 love. Big L, love. So next we need to do foundation. So I don't know if I've mentioned this yet or not, but these are all things that I already had except for the new bronzer and contour. I also have the e.l.f. Halo Glow, and this says contour, but it is a bronzer. Like the shade is a bronzer. At least on me. I don't know. I don't love this. I mean, the packaging is horrible. So I just don't reach for it very often. But as far as like cream bronzers I've tried, it's one of the better ones until now, because this one definitely beats it. So I have one e.l.f. foundation, and it's the Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I used to have the camo foundation, and I really liked it. It was a full-on foundation. Like, we're talking big coverage and, you know, heavy duty. But I abhor that packaging. I cannot stand it. It is so incredibly difficult to pump. I can't do it. So I ended up decluttering it. I just couldn't. So yeah, there's that. But I really do like this satin foundation. I do have to wear it usually with my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Powder Bomb thingy. I mean, I always do. So I'm not putting that on today because this is just an e.l.f. video, but it won't look amazing on me for a long time. I'll start to look oily and yucky, and I really don't like looking oily, like a lot. So I'm just gonna start with this much and see how we go. But not that it matters, but it's just a affordable foundation brush I've been using recently, and I like it. So we're gonna get this blended out all over my face, including over the blush. I didn't apply it directly to where I put the blush because, you know, I don't need a ton of coverage there. I never put it there. You know, I always bring my foundation, but it's not like I need extra coverage up here. Look at that. All right, let me blend out the rest of my face and then I'll come back. Okay, foundation is on everywhere. I'm avoiding my forehead on purpose. I've only been using powder products on my forehead because of my bangs. I don't want them to get extra gross. So I've just been using powder foundation on my forehead. This is what my face is looking like at the moment. So I'm going to go use my Wet n Wild concealer because I have to cheat a little bit. I just didn't want to buy something that I may not love. You know what I mean? Like that just, well, it's goofy and that's not who I am. So yeah, I'm gonna go do concealer and then I'll come back and we can powder and do the rest of the face. Okay, so I got my concealer on, all the usual spots, but I didn't bring it out here because I wanted the blush to stay. Now, at this point, I could happily powder my face and be off, but I want to play some more, so that's what I'm gonna do. The only powder I have from e.l.f. is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. This is the like pinky one, and I think it is sheeny. So I'm gonna try it on my under eyes a little bit, and if it's too sheeny, I will have to do something that is else, but for the rest of my face, that is. So just make sure there's no creases. I still have a cat hair in my eye. And then I'm just gonna boop into a little bit of the powder on the lid, paying off most of it because I don't usually use much on my under eyes at all. And I always start out here because I just don't want that much where I'm super wrinkly. All right, what if we just do a little bit of this and see what happens? I'm still just taking what was on the lid. Yeah, that's pretty sheeny, but I will continue putting it on. I powder heavily in my T-zone because of the oils. And then, you know, pretty heavily everywhere else. I like a matte look. Yeah, this is very, very sheeny. I cannot. I wanted to be the kind of girl who could like sheeny makeup, but I feel like I just look sweaty and oily, and I don't love that for me. I know people with dry skin love this look. People with oily skin like a matte look. It's just, you know, we can just never be happy. We always want what we don't have. So I'm gonna use my Maybelline Fit Me just to mattify the rest of my face as much as I can on top of that powder. Okay, I mean, good enough, right? Oh, and look, the sun is out and now I have spots on my face. You know, today has just been a day. Okay, so that's done. Now I want to go in and do contour, bronzer, and blush the way I would any day. I don't love having to throw brushes on the floor. Adjust my application, if that makes sense. I can, and I'll find out when we're done here if I need to or not. But if I don't need to, I'd rather not. So I'm gonna throw on a little bit of this e.l.f. lip oil. My lips are feeling kind of from all the powder that got on it. This is a nice lip oil. It's almost minty, but not cooling and tingly or weird or anything. So I'm gonna start with contour because that's what I always do. I usually only use a powder contour, but I wanna see if I can like this on top of my set face. Full sentences, holy moly. Okay, I'm going to use my brush that I used for my concealer because I want to keep this pretty contained. Technically, you'd put this under your cheekbone, but because I am of an age, I want everything to be just a little higher, so I put it on my cheekbone and then just make sure everything gets lifted higher. I always contour my lip. I want bigger, juicier, yummier lips. So I'm gonna fake it with contour. From what I can see, this looks pretty darn good and does not appear to have lifted my base products, which I love. The blush doesn't, so I'm excited that so far the bronzer or the contour isn't either. What's this? Takes me a minute to get them somewhat equal. Okay, now let's do the bronzer. Same like technique. I'm gonna go 3 dots. Oop, and get some in my hair. Because why not? I mean, could this be going more smoothly? Yep, but it's not going to. And I'm going to use my foundation brush to blend the bronzer out. So when I apply cream products on top of a powdered face, it's the pressing motion. Just press, 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 press until everything is blended the way I want it. This might be a little bit too cool toned for me this time of year. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a little bit of the Halo Glow contour that isn't and use that to bronze up a little bit more. So if I'm going to wear that bronzer, when I'm more tan, I'll have to get a deeper shade, which is fine. I could do that, but I went with a lighter shade because I just, you know, I never know. There we go. I know it might be looking a little bit wild and crazy without the blush, but once the blush is on, everything should mix and mingle and look absolutely okay. something to have to bronze up my neck a little bit. Let's do the blush now, because I already have that base down. And you can still sort of see it. I'm gonna go with a little bit less blush than I did last time. And I'm gonna use my e.l.f. brush. When I'm doing this, I turn the brush. That way the blush gets distributed kind of equally all around and not just in one line. Oh, man, that's pretty. Okay, I mean, that looks so nice. This is the point though where I go in with a finishing powder and make sure everything is blended and there's no weird edges. So I'm gonna do that really quickly, and then I will come back and we can do highlight and mascara. And I think that's it. Okay, while I was off camera, I did add a little bit of lip liner to my lips just to give that gloss a little help. Now, I only have one e.l.f. highlighter, and this is in the shade Moonlight Pearl. This is beautiful. I mean, the packaging is nothing to write home about, but it's a lovely baked highlighter. So I'm excited to use this. Again, products I already had. And use. I mean, look at that. That is so pretty and blinding. And if you're weird about, not weird, like you're not weird, but if a highlighter showing texture bothers you, this is going to show your texture. Anytime you highlight something, that's what you're getting. It's going to highlight it. I happen to be 100% human, and I have texture, and I have pores, and I have wrinkles, and all the things that come with being a human. And I just am not fussed about the texture. Maybe I should be, I don't know, but in the big scheme of things, texture just doesn't make the list of things that I need to fuss about. So, look at that. I mean, I think it's pretty darn good. So, my mascara is the e.l.f. Lash Beats. This is what I always use on my lower lash line. I like it. It makes my lower lashes look long and lovely. I don't usually use it on my top lashes. I did today. Because it doesn't really do much, you know, adds some length maybe, but I love it for my lower lashes. It doesn't give me mascara confetti under my eyes. It just makes my little tiny lashes look decent. So that is everything. What do you think? Did you pick up any of the e.l.f. products when they launched, like the blush or these new bronzer contours? I'm really happy with them. It didn't lift any of my base products, which is the only problem I would have with a cream or liquid product, is lifting my base. I don't want that. You know, putting on the makeups is hard enough without having to do it several times because a product ruined what was underneath it. So I definitely like this. You have to like orange blush to put it on this heavy and wear it, but I really like a lot of blush. I really like a lot of orange blush, so I'm happy with it. I think I might pick up a darker bronzer shade because I do genuinely like it. So we'll see. But I'm just gonna get paler as winter goes on. So I don't know, maybe if it's like a sale or something, I'll grab one. But anyway, 10 out of 10, except for maybe the Halo Glow powder, but that's a me thing. If you like a sheeny powder, I'm sure you would like it. It's very nice. But everything else I have from e.l.f. is so good, including their brushes. They're so good. My favorite non-natural hair blush brush is from e.l.f. It's amazing. So, and these little applicator brush thingies, I have 3. I really like them. They're great for bouncing on cream products. So anyway, hopefully you like this. Let me know what you think, what you have, what you may pick up, what you're passing on. I just like chatting with you. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.